Hello again. It's Geeks Assemble time, and today me and Susan are discussing the sequel from a big blockbuster from a few years ago, and this is Dune Part Two. We're discussing. She's got the. Is that the what we got there? Is that the? Is that the book?
The book.
The book. I think I had that copy at one point.
Yeah.
So, Dune Part Two. I've got the DVD.
I got the DVD too.
DVD, and as the first part was, so is the second part. A very long film.
Uh-huh.
It carries on from where the first one left off, um, with Paul discovering himself, becoming more deep,
hmm
um, and controlling the sandworms. So, and it's the water of life. It's all about that.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Susan on her thoughts on Dune Part Two.
All right. Well, Dune Part 2 is it feels incomplete. When you finish it, it doesn't feel like you've actually come all the way out of the story.
Mm,
I think it's because various other pieces that reference this had more to do with Aliyah and more to do with like the pushing forward of the jihad, the holy war. Um, it was really interesting. That Austin Butler playing Feyd-Rautha.
mhm.
That was quite a good choice, actually.
Nothing like Sting.
He didn't look like Sting, and he sure as hell didn't look like Elvis, like he did when he played Elvis. I know, right?
Right.
I mean, he was. It was good. It was a good choice, and it was good to see Christopher Walken. He
The
had the
Emperor.
whole universe up his ass. I'm sorry, I had to. Up his ass.
You notice it was quite a subtle acting role for him.
It was. I mean, he didn't use his voice, his full
No,
voice.
no.
He just,
'Cause,
yeah, that's true. It was a very sort of toned down,
yeah.
ratcheted down performance. So that's interesting. Good point.
Mm,
And the sandworms were epic. Oh my gosh, they were epic. I loved it.
big, 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 big.
Big, 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 fast, fast, fast. Really cool looking. Oh my gosh. Just like the way it sounds like in the book. Just
Hmm.
like this. It was just like this. The other thing that was just like this was the building of the relationship between Stilgar and Paul Muad'Dib. That was right out of here.
Hmm.
And um the, that's the big relationship in the first book. I mean, there are some other ones that are as poignant and interesting. The sort of way that Chani and Paul's relationship mirrors Leto um and Jessica's. I mean, wow, that kind of parallel was really interesting. and I really enjoyed the battle scenes. They were so humane. They were huge. They were I'm going to use the word again. Okay. I'm just going to use it maybe one more time. Epic. Yeah. Brilliant. Humongous.
Mhm.
Mm. Go ahead.
Oh, right. Yeah. I thought you were going to say something else. I agree with you. When you say get to the end of the film, you think it's it's not the end. You've come to this end. It should have carried on whatever was happening then. Because I don't think they're doing a part three, are they?
Well, the way it's written, they might as well. They might as well do Dune Messiah next.
Right.
I mean, they have to, right? Or are
Well,
they
it's
just gonna let it? Is this a
just leave
Monty
it.
Python sketch that you can just kind of finish it wherever the hell you want to finish it?
I mean, what is it? It's Dune Messiah, and then is it Children of Dune?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
the Dune Messiah is the story of Paul, like at the end of his life,
mm,
basically trying to be a man of the desert.
well, maybe they are going to do it, but I haven't read anywhere. That's what I mean. It seemed to finish where the movie finished was an odd place to finish it.
Yes.
And I mean, this movie might not have been as long if it hadn't had a lot of the dialogue scenes in this, because it did have a lot of talking
Hmm.
near the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
The action scenes take place near the end of the movie.
Hmm.
Um, but also there's no sign or mention of the character what was in the first movie. It doesn't appear in this one. So what happened to what's his name? It forth Howat, the mentat of House of Atreides.
Yeah, he was stolen by the House Harkonnen.
But he wasn't in this movie.
Right, right. I know. That's true.
I mean, he was sort of a big part of the first movie, with his, the visions and his eyes going white.
Uh-huh.
No sign of him in this movie, no mention of him. And I thought, well, that's a bit strange. Um, you'd have thought they'd have put something in there, or because he was one of the main characters in it. Uh, um, as you said, the for me, it did drag with the dialogue, with the talkie, all that. But once the actions, once the big whams appear, um, once they start taking the water of life,
Oh my gosh, that was
mm,
incredible.
yeah,
Well
um,
done.
from the mini worms, and as you said, with was it Aaron Butler, what a great portrayal.
I
But
know.
um, but also as well with was it Skarsgård as the Baron?
That's Baron Harkonnen or
Um,
Harkonnen. That was
yeah,
amazing.
just the with all the makeup he's had to go through for all that costume.
But that
Um,
was he took a lot of the gestures and stuff out of Apocalypse Now again.
yeah, especially with all his mud bath.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Oh my gosh, perfect.
Yeah, it was. I did think that Paul did win that fight too easily.
with Feyd-Rautha.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that there should have been a bit more to it than
What was it, the one between McLaughlin and Sting longer?
not really. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I just thought because really they were two equals. You know, I thought there should have been more to it to that fight. Bit more. You got aggression from Aaron Butler, but the Timothy Chalamet just didn't seem to put his all into it. But he won. He won anyway. But say that for me, what makes this movie is the action scenes. Um, I mean, the CGI, the special effects, amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, I hope they do the Messiah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just seems like they have to, because they talked about Aaliyah
Hmm.
all the way through the first one, and then he kept referring to her in the womb all the way through the second one. I mean, he was talking to her. He was
Yeah,
actually like communicating with his sister, but hmm, they needed to, she needs to be born so that they can talk. I don't know. It's just challenging that way.
even though the mother was talking to her,
Right.
um, which I love. I love that actress. What's her name now? Ferguson.
Yeah.
Is it Rebecca Ferguson?
Yeah. Rebecca Ferguson is,
She's a great actress. She puts her heart and soul into any role she plays,
yeah.
and she doesn't always pick these stunning looking women roles. It's always these strange, weird roles. I mean, in Doctor
Yeah.
Sleep like that, and this, and
Correct.
which you've got to tip the hat to her. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. But as I say, there was just too much dialogue to begin with, which I think the first movie suffered with as well.
Yeah.
But I know it's a long book, a big book,
It
and
is. It's like
if they need to tell a story,
500 pages.
if they need to tell a story and they need to have dialogue, because if they have dialogue, then they're not doing big scenes, are they? They're just talking, so they can get away with that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they do, in the book they do finish sort of closing out the 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 conversation with the Landsrat, with the setting up the empire.
mhm,
They they move, they talk about the spice filled, you know Holtzman generated Highliner ships that they travel in, those great big full spaceships.
mhm,
And they, uh when they do talk about those things, um they involve the navigators in that discussion. And then you find out that in Messiah, that um there's a lot of things that happen to Paul right after that battle. Like, he goes blind right after the battle. He gets flash bombed, and yeah, so I mean, he can't see for the rest of his life, but he can, he uses that extra sensory perception that he carries with him. And but you know that I think that that's the beginning of the Messiah. Anyway,
Mm.
I
Well, fingers,
really, I really, go on. I'm sorry.
fingers crossed. Hopefully, they will carry on.
Uh huh.
She said questions need answering.
Yeah.
More questions and answers.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It it is kind of true that this is one of the most difficult things ever to to produce, to make, uh, visually.
Hmm.
Um, even the future things, the there is a real sense that this is one of those things that is really hard to shoot. But anyway, um, yeah. So um, I was I was going to try also to find, there there was another Dune, um that was created, mm, called, um Jodorowsky's Dune from 2013. Alejandro Jodorowsky is was the creator. And I mean, I've just heard that would be something really interesting to compare this to, or to compare everything, all these different versions to.
Mm.
Um, it's very niche and it's very hard to find. So, yeah, it's like, um, but I was so glad to hear that Denis Villeneuve created this. I mean, the two films, are amazing together.
Hmm.
I have I have yet to do one of those, uh watch alongs,
That'll
but
be a that'll be a long day.
it would be. And then, but it Dune Messiah is in development.
Oh, cool.
So, I just written by Frank Herbert, John Spites, and Denis Villeneuve. Anyway, also starring Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. So yeah, that's the only two that cast members that have been revealed.
Well, at least well for Joe Messiah, I hope they get a good actor to be the antagonist
Yeah.
because with the ones what have gone before with the Baron, can you top the Baron?
Can you top the Baron? That's why I think that that's really why Frank Herbert let the Baron into Aaliyah's head at the
Mm.
climax point of that story,
Well,
because you
maybe.
can't really beat him. He's like the best at being bad, you know? he really was just amazingly wicked. It was great. And yeah, the worms actually were a character in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they had such a big presence. I thought that was amazing. That was really cool. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have about
So,
Dune Part 2.
so what would you your final turn score be then?
Um, I would say this one's 9.5. Chris Knife's May Your Blade Chip and Shatter. Thought that was really cool.
Oh, cool.
Out of 10. Yeah. Yeah. And I just think that this story, how it holds so much for me. I
Yeah.
just, anyway, your final sand score?
Well, I will give it a 9. 9 bottles of the water of life out of 10. Um,
Wow.
it just I'm deducting a point because you say it did drag a bit at the beginning because of all the dialogue. But once the action starts, there's no turning back.
Right?
But it's an as you say, it's epic. It's it's an epic story, and it had to be told into 2 parts.
It did.
So that is our review of June Part 2. So you guys out there, have you seen it? What do you think? Any good? Leave us your score. Leave us your comments below on the video.
Yeah.
You'll find this video on all social media platforms because we do share it about. Um, Also, if you want to join us, leave a message as the same on the video, and we'll get back to you. Just be 18 and over, and have a working camera and microphone on the device you use. And please, when you do subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, press the bell notification button, and you'll get notified every time we put a video up. And if you want to join us in our little group, you're more than welcome to. Facebook group. We've got to say we've got a YouTube channel, Insta, and we've got these videos to make as well. So please
Oh,
feel free to join in. We'll see if we can get you in. Is that it now, Susan? I think that's it.
so too.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna go off now. Fishing for sandworms.
Nice. Well, I'm
Mm,
going to try and meditate on the Bene Gesserit Missionaria Protectiva. Okay? All right.
I totally agree with what you just said there.
Mm-hmm.